Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to orientation webinar for round 2 for web technologies, group 2 and group 3. So whosoever has qualified for round 1 from round 1 as have moved to round 2 of Junior Skills Championship, we welcome you all and we congratulate you on behalf of NSDC and Smallton Beryl. Web technologies is the skill which is there in Junior Skills Championship and is being taken care of by Smallton Beryl. I am Ruchi Parikh. I am the co-founder of Smallton Beryl and Director Technology, as well as I am also the subject matter expert for web technologies for Junior Skills Championship 2021. I welcome you all and I congratulate you for clearing and qualifying to round 2. Today, in this orientation webinar, we will be talking about the problem statement that you will be getting as part of round 2, and we will be showcasing you how you should attempt round 2, the test project that will be there, which will be given to you, how you will attempt that, the set of instructions that you need to follow. We will shortly begin about all these things. So I request all of you to just focus here, mute your phones and everything, and we can just start telling you about how to prepare for round 2 for web technologies for both group 2 and group 3. Junior Skills Championship 2021's round 1 took place on 17th of July, and all of you who have qualified round 1 and has made it to round 2 will attempt the competition on 31st of July, which is Saturday, for web technologies. In group 2, the candidates from class 9th and 10th will be there, and for group 3, we have the candidates for 11th and 12th for all the schools. That's the segregation. So we look forward to seeing all your participation on 31st of July for web technologies. Now, if I talk about round 2 for Junior Skills Championship for web technologies skill particularly, as we all know, round 1 had MCQ based questions. Round 2 is a subjective round. By subjective, we mean it is a skill test paper that is going to take place. It's not just an MCQ where you will have multiple choices to select from. You will have to showcase your skills by developing something on a web page. What you will develop exactly will be told to you in your question paper. We also call this question paper as test project or problem statement interchangeably. So whenever you hear these three terms, we just mean that we are talking about the problem statement or the question paper which you have to attempt. Now, like I mentioned, round 2 is a subjective round. We will test you on your actual skills. So the work that you produce at the end of the round 2 is going to be the parameter, is going to be the criteria on which you will be evaluated. So the problem statement that you will get in round 2 for web technologies for both the groups, group 2 and group 3, will more around the designing and styling of the layout of a web page. By layout, we mean the structure. So whenever you see a website or a web page, there is a typical structure that they follow. They have certain elements, the positioning of those elements fall under the structure of it, the layout of it, and then how you design it, how you style it is the secondary part of it. The third comes and makes it the functional. How do you make those elements functional? If, for example, if there is a slider on web page, just placing an image on a web page means it is present there, but making it work, the slider is changing the images as per the requirements. That means it is a functional one. In round 2, we are testing you, and the problem statement that we will be providing you is more around the designing and styling of the web pages and hyperlinks to different web pages. So we expect you all to brush up your skills around these topics. The marking scheme, which we can also refer as the evaluation sheet, the criterias on which you will be evaluated, your work will be evaluated, are the presence of the website elements. Like I mentioned in the test project, there will be certain requirements which will be mentioned to you. You need to fulfill those requirements. as part of the solution that you provide to us. Once we receive your solution, we will evaluate if all the requirements which were mentioned in test projects are being fulfilled. We will also evaluate the quality of the work that you produce, the styling, the look and feel of the overall web page. Does it meet the business requirement? Does it cater to the target audience? And if there are any functionalities which are being asked to you to implement, we will also expect you to complete those functionalities, and you will be awarded marks based on those. So these are the criteria based on which you will be evaluated. Your work will be evaluated for round 2 in web technologies. Now, this is a very, very important part. I want all of your attention here. This is tools and softwares. Now, this is something which you will need in order to attempt the problem statement on 31st of July. On 31st of July, yes, you will receive a problem statement, but you will have to complete your work with the help of some softwares. These are the list of those softwares. First one is Code Editor. Code Editor is a software which you use to write your application, to develop your code. It can be as basic as a notepad. Yes, you can open Notepad and start writing HTMLs into it. And it can be more fancy, and the tools and the softwares which are available in market these days. So here are some recommendations by me. First one is Visual Studio Code. I recommend, if you are not using any other software, to use Visual Studio Code. It is a good one. You can use Atom, you can use Notepad++. Behind the scenes, you can actually use a notepad also. It really does not matter to us while evaluating it, because we evaluate your work. The list which we are providing here is just to make your task a little easier. So please focus here. And if you do not have any of those tools as of now installed on your machines, I request you to go back after this webinar and install those and have a little hands-on onto those tools, how to open the file, how to save the file, the extension of the file. So if you are participating in web technologies, you should know how to save HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. This is very basic for it. So if you do not have any other code editor already installed on your machine, please install one of your choice, whichever one you like, freely available in the market. Visual Studio Code is actually a free one which is available. You can download it, you can install it, and do some hands-on practice onto it before the day of competition. Now, this is another recommendation. Don't expect that you will be able to attempt the competition on the day of 31st of July if you do not have these code editors already installed, and you expect yourself to install it on the day of competition and then attempt it. That will be a little difficult for you. So again, as the recommendation goes, please install them beforehand and have a little practice on those. The second part which I would like to mention here is the languages that you need to focus on. You need to know HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. JavaScript, ECMA 5, the concepts used in that, and all those other things, like ECMA 5 onwards, you should know that. So these are the things that you should be focusing on. These are the languages that you should focus on. Now coming to the next one, that is a tool, WinRAR. This is a tool which is required for you to submit the solution. The submission expected for round 2 is a zip file. I hope you all are aware of a zip file. If you are participating in a skill called web technologies, that's basic. I think you all should know. Zip file gets created from a folder. So in your question paper, we will ask you to create certain files. Those files will be HTML, CSS, JavaScripts. We will expect you to keep those files inside a folder, and we would expect you to zip that folder and then upload that folder. So in order to create that zip from a folder, you will need this tool called WinRAR. It is freely available. You can simply make a Google search and download it. Again, if this is a step which you have never done before, I request you to do it beforehand. instead of doing it on the day of competition. Just go back and see how a zip is created. That's very, very essential for you to be able to make submission if you want to make it to to round 3. Now, these are the set of informations and the recommendations you should take care of while preparing for round 2. Now, I will quickly move on to how you will be attempting your question paper on 31st of July. Now, email is the primary mode of communication that we are using, and we will continue to use that for all the possible set of communication that will happen to all the candidates will take place on emails. So I request you to check your emails very regularly. The second possible communication channel is website of Junior Skills. I hope you all are aware of it. If not, we will paste the link of the Junior Skills website in the chat box. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions so far or going forth, just keep on posting your questions in chat box and we will take your questions towards the end of the webinar. On 31st of July, you will receive an email to attempt the competition before 31st of July. If you have not received an email, please raise your queries onto the email address for Junior Skills, and there is a query form also. The links for those are available on the Junior Skills website, and they will be there in the instruction documents that you will be receiving in emails. So checking your emails is a very essential part that you should focus on. On 31st of July, you have to open this email that you will get. Inside this email, you will see a link which is highlighted in the red rectangular box on all of your screen right now. When you see this link is basically the place where you will be able to attempt your competition. And if we take a look at a table above this highlighted section, there is a table which tells you the skill that you have participated in. If you're not sure of the group that you belong to, it will be there in your emails. So like you see here in the sample email that we have in front of us, the skill mentioned is Web Technologies Group 2. However, if you are a student from 9th to 10th class, you belong to Group 2. If you are from 11th to 12th class, you belong to Group 3. Despite that, if you have any confusions, just check for the skill which is mentioned in your email address. That is the skill you need to select in the coming steps. So just read this email carefully and check the time also for your skill. Here in this sample email that we have on screen, the time mentioned is from 3 p.m. So on 3 p.m., exactly on 3 p.m., don't try to click on this link beforehand. If you do, it will show you an error page because the link is not active as of that moment. Now, don't expect to, click on this link 5 minutes before and then sit and wait for that error page to change into another page at 3 p.m. if 3 p.m. is your time. At 3 p.m., come back to this email. Please listen to this carefully. Come back to this email at 3 p.m. and click on this link again. Then it will take you to the actual page. What that actual page will be is shown on the right hand side of the screen right now. You will see a screen where it will ask for your email ID, your participation code, and your skill. Now, all these three informations are actually present in the email that you will get on the left hand side. We expect you to be very diligent while putting these informations in order to attempt. If you do not put the correct information, you will not be able to participate. Your email ID should be the email ID on which you have received the mail. A lot of times while writing our email IDs, we have encountered such cases that we make the mistakes of writing Gmail as Gamil, or there might be some other spelling mistake. Let's say your name is Ridhima, but instead of writing Ridhima, you have misspelled it somehow. So if you are getting any error in login attempt, please read that error message very carefully. It will tell you what exactly the issue is. And if it says that email ID or participation code is incorrect, then please go back and verify your email ID. If you have put right email ID and the right participation code, and participation code is there in your email as highlighted on the left hand side red rectangular box, if you have put all the informations right, you should be able to attempt the competition. Skills, the third drop down that we have, like I mentioned, the skill is something, again, it is mentioned in your email address, the email that you'll be getting on your actual registered email. Please look at it and then click on the start competition on this green button that you see on the right hand side of screen. If all the information is done right, you should be able to start the competition, and you will see a screen like this that we have on our screens right now, with the attempt competition written on the left hand side. Now this screen will allow you to download the question paper or the test project as we call it. For web technologies, you will get a zip file as a question paper. So again, I'm reinforcing and reiterating this point that if you do not have a WinRAR or WinZip installed on your systems, please do it beforehand. Don't wait for the competition time and then start downloading it. Please do it beforehand so that you are able to unzip. So the zip file you will get will have multiple things inside it. It will have a PDF file, which will be the question paper. It will have another zip file inside it, which is referred as media files. Those will be the supporting documents you'll be needing in order to create your solution. It will have some images, some sample text that you need to use. And so these will be two things that you'll be getting as part of question paper. In order to download that zip, you have to click on the button that you see on the extreme right of our screen, which is highlighted in a red rectangular box, this downward arrow button that you see. Once you click on that, you will have a zip file downloaded. Then you need to open it, read it, and then attempt the competition. Inside the zip file, the problem statement that we see will look something like the sample PDF that we have pasted here. It will have certain set of instructions for you to follow. The instructions will be mostly around do's and don'ts, the naming conventions of the files, uh, if there is any extra step which is expected from you to do, those instructions will be mentioned in your test project file, the PDF file that you will get. Read those instructions carefully. If you fail to abide by those instructions, you might end up uh, losing some marks at the end in the evaluation. So I request you all to be very, very careful in following those instructions. Under no circumstances should you miss any instruction. And this problem statement will also have the detail of what tasks you need to perform. It will tell you if we are asking you to create a web page, what is it, what is the target audience, how do we like, what website elements do we want to be present there, and things like that. We would tell those things inside the problem statement that you will get. Now, let's assume that you have downloaded the problem statement, you have read the PDF, you have attempted all the tasks, and you are ready to submit your work. You are ready to submit your solution. Now, in order to submit your solution, you will come back to this screen, which will be open in your browser window. And the section that we see on the below, on the bottom of it, which is highlighted in the red rectangular box on your screens with the name or the heading upload solution, you will come to this area. You will browse your file when you click on this blue button that you see on the screen, and your solution will again be a zip file, and the files inside those zip file will be mentioned in your instructions. Read those instructions carefully, and click on the browse button to be able to search it through your system. Once you have found your zip file, then you can click on the green button, the upload button, and once you do that, your solution will be submitted. So after this step, you can say that I have participated in round 2 and I have submitted my solution. These are the set of steps that you need to follow in order to attempt the competition. I'm reiterating, please be active on your emails. Keep on checking your emails. You will get the details of the competition, your skill, your participation code, and the link on which you need to go in order to attempt the competition. From that link, when once you click on that link, it will take you to another screen of the attempt competition. You need to fill in your details there, your email id, your participation code accurately. If you do that correctly, it will take you to the step where you will be able to download your problem statement. Once you download it, attempt it, you should be able to come back to this screen and submit your solution in the format required. And if all these steps done right, yes, you can say that I have participated for round 2 and I have submitted my solution. So these are the set of things that we wanted to cover for today's session. Now we will be taking up the questions if we have any. So let me just start answering your questions if you have any questions. I see a question here that do we need to make website responsive? Well, this is something you will get to know in your test project itself. So yeah, look for it. If your test project asks your website to be responsive, then you need to make it responsive. And one more thing I want to highlight, this goes without saying that you do not have to take help from Google or any other resource because we'll be monitoring all such activities of yours. So yeah, that just goes without saying. You're participating in a competition. You are not allowed to uh, copy from somewhere else. There is a question where somebody is asking that what we will be judged on. Will we be judged on basis of the code or on the website? Now, both actually. The code that you produce, it should abide by best coding practices and the work that you produce. So both will be the criteria. I'm mentioning again, please follow all the instructions. If you fail to do so, that might result in your disqualification. Somebody is asking, can we use frameworks or libraries? uh, you should use the resources which are provided to you. If there are instructions which are telling you not to use any resources, then you should not use those resources. It totally depends upon the problem statement that you get. No, you are somebody is asking a question, are we allowed to use Bootstrap? For round 2, no, you are not allowed to use Bootstrap particularly. All the text that you need to write, the sample text, the sample images that you will be using for your web page will be provided to you as a part of media files. Can we use Google Fonts? Again, the details of the fonts, what font and what specifications you have to use will be mentioned inside your test project. So if it asks you to use a Google font, then yes, you need to make use of that Google font. But if it does not, then you should not. Somebody is asking, do we have backends for further round? We will share those details closer to those rounds in the similar orientation webinar like we have done. Right now, let's just focus for round 2. I have mentioned that round 2 will be more around designing and styling of your web pages. Yeah. For round 2, particularly, I'm making a suggestion and advice to all of you. You should not get much into the frameworks of the world. You just need to focus on plain languages which were mentioned in our presentation, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Again, I'm mentioning this particularly for the frameworks, CSS frameworks, SAS, Bootstrap. They are not allowed for round 2. It is knowledge of plain HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. There is a question, can we refer to the files on our local from our local system? uh, no, actually, you the files that you need to refer, if there are any supporting files, they will be provided to you inside the media files. You can make some modifications to those, but you are not allowed to use any files from your local or from any other resource other than the ones which are provided. So be careful of that. The time duration for this round will be mentioned in the email that you will be getting. Focus on that instructions written in your test project. Your test project will also have time mentioned as to what is the duration in which you need to submit that competition. There is a question, do we get templates? Now I understand from this template you mean some HTML or CSS basic templates. No, for round two you do not get any such things. You need to build everything from scratch and focus on the basics of technologies, not going deep into the frameworks. We are waiting for 5 more minutes and we'll take up more questions and then we will wrap it up. For monitoring, particularly the instructions you will receive in your email and in your question paper should tell you how you will be monitored, and all the information around how do you need to what all system specification or requirements you need to have will be mentioned there. If there is nothing particularly that is mentioned, then you need not to worry about anything else. Things are being taken care of. For now, just focus on your work and doing it with your whole sincerity. There is a question, can we edit those media files? If you can, it will be mentioned inside your test project that you can make some edit inside it. If it is not mentioned, then it will be told inside your test project that please use media files as is. Whatever it will be, focus and read your test project very carefully. The browser of judgment will be Chrome, particularly, not the internet like Edge or any other thing. All the instructions will be mentioned very clearly inside your question paper as well as the emails you will be getting. Focus on those instructions. Anything outside that is something you are not supposed to worry about. So just focus on that. The criteria for the selection for the round three is something NSDC will decide after the judging of round two. That's an information you will have at the later stage. Like I mentioned, you should not make any use of any frameworks or any particular frameworks for CSS or JavaScript. Having said that, your test project will make it very clear. All the informations and all the questions that you're asking right now will be mentioned inside your test project. So right now, just focus on practicing and be alert and careful while reading your question paper. All the resources around practice, the guidelines, and the study resources are available on Junior Skills website. You can refer that website for the sample papers, and other study material is also present there. This session is also recorded, and it will be available on Small Tin Barrel's YouTube channel as well as Junior Skills website. So for any immediate announcements that we will be making, it will be available on Junior Skills website. So there should be two particular channel you should be very active on. One is checking the Junior Skills website regularly if there are any new announcements which are to be made and which have come on the website. And the second is checking your emails regularly. Any communication that we need to do, particularly for the candidates, we'll be sending you the emails for that. Round one will focus on the designing and styling of the web page. And for the next round, the specification will be shared closer to those rounds in similar orientation webinars. I think that's it for today. And all the best, everyone. Do prepare well, and we hope to see you all participate on 31st of July. All the best. Prepare well for any. Keep on checking your emails regularly, and keep on checking Junior Skills website.